So it's a small group tonight. So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Feet flat on the floor. I'm going to rush through this because we've been chatting. And just have your hands relaxed in your lap. And just imagine your spine is long, lengthen it. Shoulders align with the hips and the ears align with the shoulders. Just imagine it's this beautiful string of pearls of light that stretch from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Just lengthening the spine. And just relax the body from the crown of the head, down the face, down the back, the front, and all of your limbs. And release any tension in your belly, your chest, your neck. Notice the breath sensations. Be aware of sounds in your environment, just allowing those sounds to be there. And try not to run off and investigate. And then just check in with yourself today, like when you got home. How are things going? How are you? What's up? And then bring to mind all these people of our life, our loved ones, friends, besties, work colleagues. They're all in that kind of same category. And then there's those people we don't like so much who kind of irritate us, who we're just kind of suspicious of, even maybe just slightly irritated by. And then there's strangers. And boy, did I meet a lot of strangers. I didn't have to, I wanted to take a friend who blew out 2 tires. And we had to go down to the tire shop, which happens to be in what they call here the canal area. It's absolutely chock-a-block at 5:30 in the afternoon. I couldn't believe the traffic. It was amazing. Traffic around here is always pretty congested, but this was extraordinary congestion. And a whole different cultural experience down there as well within a half hour. So very, very interesting karma, different karma for different people in this area, but lots and lots of strangers, many, many strangers I came across this evening. But they're all equal. They're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for this Buddha mind, and keeping in mind also these relationships that we have with people, they're interchangeable. It's almost like with a flick of a switch sometimes. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. And we create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change that by creating positivity instead. And we start with this power of regret. So we sincerely regret from the depths of our hearts anything we have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we ourselves will experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance, and we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need the Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And then we have this little section on compassion. So it's under this section of reliance. So it's like reliance A is refuge, reliance B is developing compassion. So compassion is just this wish for people, sentient beings, to be free from suffering. So all the deer around here right now are very hungry, like they're eating dry leaves by the looks of it. So there was a whole family standing on the driveway this morning, and they were just looking at me like, you got something to eat? Can I come into the garden and eat the garden? Anyway, of course, I didn't let them in, but I left them a few carrots. But they're scared of humans, but they're so hungry, they were willing to put that fear aside because they didn't want to suffer anymore. They didn't want to be hungry. So remember those who have harmed you, and the harm they've caused you is going to create suffering for them sometime in the future. So particularly have compassion for these ones. And then we make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to this power of remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of all of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Jida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawakama sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajrama Mimutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Ambajrasafa samaya manupalaya, Vajrasafa dina patita, Jida meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya, Vajrasafa dina patita, Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya, Vajrasafa dina patita, Jida meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. And be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is this purification of our speech. And again, Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe, Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriam Kuru hum ha ho Bhagawan, Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And next is this purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So imagine you've walked into a room, it's pitch black, you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So just imagine the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart chakra hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment and neediness, bitterness, grudges, jealousies, depression, anxiety, neediness, resentments, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is this purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So this time, imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your consciousness. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatta Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta me boa sawa sidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawa Sidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra Ah Hum Pe. So now, Phil, you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to this power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process, and it's a really crucial one. And this is this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And without this, without this decision that we make, without this determination, without this wish or aspiration, we're not ever going to do anything. So we need some impetus. So first of all, rejoice in your efforts coming along tonight. And then think of something that you've maybe been working on or you would like to keep working on. Give it a very, very simple timeline. Maybe you can set a reminder on your phone or something, watch, and then just meditate or think about it for a minute or so between now and Monday. So let's just dedicate all this merit. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would talk about meditating on emptiness, sort of at the end of the practice. It helps to sort of seal everything. So you'd say in emptiness, there is no I, the creative negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. Excuse me. Oh, soon I'm going to sneeze. So place your mind at whatever level you understand emptiness. Place your mind there for a little while. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do 3 verses. The Mara's enemy and tamer hero, eliminating threats from all 4 Maras, defeating all the armies of the Maras, a guide for living beings, the perfect Buddha. Deserving homage, worthy of respect, deserving reverence, always honorable, deserving worship, worthy of regard, the highest guru ever venerable. Traversing all 3 worlds in just one stride, his step extending past the bounds of space, with knowledge of the 3 well-versed and pure, with 6-fold higher knowledge and recall. Okay, everybody. Let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, happy, healthy life, for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for your own precious teachers to live long. Okay, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you so much for coming. Lots of people are out tonight. I wonder if it's the witches thing. Anyway, don't eat too much sugar tomorrow if you're spending time with the kids. And thanks for hosting, Michael. Lots of love, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye. Thank you.